Yo, what's going on guys, Arekkz here, welcome back to another Overwatch video. Now I'm sure a lot of you guys are already very much aware of this, but BlizzCon has been happening all weekend, and during the show we got some Overwatch announcements. Some of them I'm sure you guys are very much aware of, like the announcement of Sombra, some new modes, maps, etc. But in the event that some of you guys are not completely up to date, then I thought I'd quickly recap 5 things that are coming to Overwatch that were announced this weekend at BlizzCon. So if you do enjoy this, then a like would be super appreciated. Comment down below if you have any questions. But let's get started. So coming in at number 5, we have the arcade feature. Now the arcade feature is going to be replacing the weekly brawl. It is a hub with curated game modes and playlists that will change over time. Examples of some of these are things like the Mystery Duel, which is a 1v1 game mode, best of 9, first to 5 wins the whole thing. Each round, a random hero is selected for both you and your opponent. You play as the same hero, and of course that way it is a chance to play for yourself and not rely on your team. They even built a custom map for this, Eco Point Antarctica, which is the home base of May, and it's made specifically for small matches. There's of course another map coming, the Oasis map, which will be hitting the PTR at some point in December. But there are new maps that you'll find inside the arcade. There are also modes like 3v3 elimination, which is pretty much what it sounds like. Teams of 3, pick whoever you want. First team to 5 takes the game. But if you die, then you're out until the next round. You also have modes like 6v6 Mystery Heroes, where the game chooses everyone's heroes, or 6v6 No Limits, where you can stack as many of the same heroes as you like. But for those of you guys wondering where the weekly brawls went, they are still going to be there. But the team said that in their current form, weekly brawls weren't quite doing what they wanted them to do, so they've now compiled them all into a playlist, so they will just cycle through. So if you do like some of the modes, like for example the ones where you played as, say, the Shimada brothers or some of the other ones, then jump in the playlist, cycle through, and eventually you will hit some of those ones that you like. However, aside from just general casual fun play, there is actually another use for going into the arcade, and that leads me nicely on to point number 4. Weekly loot boxes. So one of the incentives for playing in the arcade is that anytime they add a new mode, it will be marked with a little loot box down here, and that basically means that if you play the brand new mode, just simply by participating and playing the new mode, you'll be given a loot box. So think of it like a reward for testing out something new that they've put in the game. However, if you then look at the top of the screen, there are also weekly rewards that are broken into 9 different games. If you win 3 arcade matches, you get a loot box, and you can do this 3 times throughout the week for a total of 3 loot boxes. So across 9 matches, you can get 3 free loot boxes irrespective of your level up. So if you guys are looking to, say, snag a particular item, maybe you are, a much higher level, it takes you a lot longer to get to that loot box, then this is another chance for you to do that. And you can do this across any of the modes in the arcade. You can either play the same mode 9 times and get all your loot boxes, or you can play 9 different modes. However you want to do it, you can tick off those nodes at the top of the screen, and then when you hit your milestones, you will get your loot boxes. Then in at number 3, a brand new awesome looking skin for Genji is coming very, very soon. However, in order to get this one, you are actually going to have to play a game that is not Overwatch. This skin is specifically tied to Heroes of the Storm. On the 15th of November, running until the 4th of January, they're going to be kicking off what they're calling the Nexus Challenge. Quite simply, what they want you to do is play Heroes of the Storm with a friend, so you can't just play it on your own, you have to play with a friend, and you have to play 15 matches. You don't have to win them, you just have to play them, and they can be matches against AI, against players, ranked matches, unranked matches, but you just simply need to play 15 matches with a friend, and in doing so, you will get the Oni Genji Skin, the Oni Genji Portrait, and the Oni Genji Spray. So that kicks off on the 15th of November, again running until the 4th of January, but if you do want this skin, I definitely do. I really do like Genji, and this is a really, really good skin. One of my complaints, in fact, has been that Genji hasn't really had any super awesome skins. Some of them are alright, but realistically, until this one, he hasn't had what I would personally deem a killer skin. So this is definitely something for me. So that kicks off in a couple of weeks, so keep your eyes peeled for that, because that is how you're going to have to get it. Then moving on to number 2, hopefully you guys are all very much aware of this, but of course Sombra is the new hero coming to Overwatch. We don't have a date for her to actually hit the retail client just yet, but she will be playable in the PTR next week, so do expect some videos on that just then. If you guys want a complete rundown of her abilities, then I have a video that I uploaded the other day. I will link it down below, you can check that one out. That basically goes over all of her abilities, but on the show floor at BlizzCon this week, people have been going hands-on, and also they dropped a trailer during their second panel, which gives us a slightly better glimpse at her, some more gameplay, and also during that panel, they showed us what 2 of her skins are going to look like. These are going to be her legendary skins. There's a Los Muertos one, which is of course the kind of neon glowing skull paint, and there is also a cyberspace skin which looks really, really awesome. So got a couple of looks at those, but either way, yeah, she's the new hero coming. She is a stealthy offensive hacker, and she is Definitely going to mix the game up. I'm super excited to sort of see how she plays in game. I have seen a lot of concerns right now with regards to how she's going to kind of affect the game, because it seems like she can just hack everything. But of course, that's why there's a PTR, so people can test it out, see how it works, and of course, then Blizzard can balance that accordingly. Then, finally, moving on to number 1, and the only reason that the new hero was not number 1 was because of this image here. Now, if you guys are a fan of Overwatch, then you'll know that for quite a long time, the mystery has been, who is Sombra? When is she going to be announced? When are we going to get to play with her in game? And now that she's been announced, that mystery has gone. So, of course, the attention now turns to what is next. There are, of course, still more heroes to be added to the game. And while that won't be for quite a while, seeing as Sombra has just been announced, that doesn't mean to say we can't begin speculating. Now, you guys might remember way back, I think it was around E3 time or Gamescom, something like that, I did a video on Doomfist, and during her story trailer, if you pause on this screen, zoom in right there, you can of course see the Doomfist gauntlet. Now, of course, moving around this picture, there are lots of people we recognize. You can see Ana, you can see Farah, Reaper, Sombra, of course, standing there right in the middle. But there are still some icons there that we don't necessarily recognise. Some of them may well just be minor characters that we may never see, but the fact that the Doomfist gauntlet is there, front and centre, could well imply that that could be another mystery character coming at some point down the line. In fact, if you guys haven't seen that video, I will also link that down below, because that is a potential future hero that we may see. Of course, this one's a little bit of a stretch, but I thought I'd highlight it anyway. But for the time being, that is it. So those were 5 things that are coming to Overwatch as announced at Blizzcon. If you have any questions, by all means, let me know down below. Also, let me know from this what you guys are most excited to test out. But for the time being, thank you for watching. Take it easy. Catch you next time. Peace out.